This, my friend, is your ultimate full step from 0 to 100% guide on how to get in shape. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm telling you everything that got me from this to this. When it comes to food and exercise and cooking, resting, gains, everything, I've tried it all, man. And I know that every single one of the fitness gurus online will charge you big bucks for a course like this. But guess what? Today I am feeling like humanity. So I'm giving it to you for free. Well, it's not actually free. You should subscribe to my channel so I can continue making guides like this. Now you may be asking yourself, what credibility do I have in order to make a guide like this? Well, let me shortly explain my journey of fitness. I've been working out for at least 8 years now. In my early days, I worked out in my house, home exercises, doing push-ups and playing football mostly. Then I developed love for martial arts and I signed up for karate classes. I didn't really find myself there, it wasn't my type of martial arts. So a couple of months later, I just stopped going. I got to yellow belt, which is nothing crazy, but the discipline and endurance I got from the karate trainings was insane. I had an old school karate master training me like in those movies where the coach is torturing the students. But I'm so grateful for that because I learned so much there. After stopping karate, I got back to my home workouts where I tried to build something like a home gym, which was actually doing the job back in the day. After some time, I moved out of my house and went to live into the city, so I had more opportunities now. A couple of my school friends started going to kickboxing classes, so I joined them. And I can say I pretty much fell in love with the sport. It was a love at first sight, because it had that full contact part where I get a chance to literally fight other people. After training for a couple of months there, I went on a state tournament and won it. At the time, I was a state champion. I kept training, but I had so many injuries that I had to stop at some point. I couldn't stay still, so I started going to the gym at the age of 17. But was diagnosed with scoliosis and I had to fully stop that also. I remember being literally depressed for a whole month because I had to stop kickboxing and the gym also. It was a dark phase of my life. I had no other choice but to start calisthenics. I was doing that for a couple of months until the urge and love for kickboxing started burning inside of me again. So I got back. I continued training for some time, went on a European kickboxing tournament, destroyed everybody there. So fast forward today, I am the European kickboxing champion. I've been going to the gym for the past like 3 or 4 months, and this is what I look like now. There you go, I shared with you my story and experiences, so I guess I'm allowed to talk about building your dream physique now. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention the most important thing. I have never ever in my life touched steroids. I don't know anything about them and I never plan to use them. So this comes from a professional natural athlete. Don't do steroids because it will pretty much just screw your life up. Everything I ever did in my life when it comes to my fitness progress comes down to my food and my trainings. And in this full guide I'm about to reveal everything I know that got me there. This guide is for the young, the old, the men, the women, the fit, the fat, everybody. I'm literally making this guide for you watching this video. I've put this full guide together into 6 parts so it can be easier for you to implement it. Starting with nutrition, exercise plan, flexibility and mobility, to rest and recovery, monitoring progress, and finally mindset. But I also have a bonus step for you that you probably never heard of and it will 100% change your life. So stay by the end to find it. Listen, my friend. The time that you've been a lazy piece of shit has come to an end. It's time to put in some work. Number 1, and the most important part. The part that if you do correctly will get you 80% there on your fitness journey. You probably guessed it. It's nutrition. Nutrition is so important that it got me from this to this. You can just imagine what I would look like if I still ate like I ate back in the day. My diet back in the day consisted of 3 meals per day. All of the meals included bread. After almost every meal, I ate something sweet. And sometimes between the meals, I had some snacks. And no, I didn't eat McDonald's or Taco Bell or KFC. Matter of fact, most of my time I ate at home. I'm talking about traditional Balkan food that is full of oil, any shape of bread, picked vegetables, fatty meat and stew. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad, but if you put sweet on top of that and a little fast food, then you get this. You are probably not from the Balkans, but if you just switch the Balkan food with the typical American fast food, you get even worse results. So if your diets sound similar to this, you are in the right place, my friend. This torture to your body has to stop. The first actionable step of this guide is to get rid of almost all the food that you have home. Yup, you heard me right. Take all the bullshit food sitting around your house and give it to some homeless guy. I'm talking about snacks, chips, any kind of sweets, ice cream, sodas, bread, seeds oil, fast food, any frozen easy to cook microwave bullshit, everything. Once you've done that, you may say to yourself, oh, this guy probably has some special expensive kind of diet that is hard to make and even harder to eat. He's probably taking some strange stuff. I don't have thousands of dollars a month to spend on healthy food every week. Blah blah blah. Just shut up, bro. Me neither. Do you wanna know my secret? Do you wanna hear the diet that some fitness gurus will sell you for thousands of dollars? Are you ready to hear the diet that every billionaire, every emperor, every hero, every athlete eats? It's meat, bro. That is my diet. That's simple. Meat. And then some meat. And after that more meat. And it all repeats. Yeah, that's it, bro. It's that simple. Every good looking natural fitness enthusiast eats lots of meat. Now the second actionable step of this guide is to fill your fridge with meat, eggs, milk, some butter and some fruits and vegetables. That is your diet from now on. Let me remind you, wanna look like this? Well, you have to trust me on this one. Simple as that. Here is how my daily food intake looks like. I wake up, I eat 5 eggs every single day. I do my thing, I work out, blah blah. Lunchtime comes, I eat lots of meat. In meantime, for snacks, sometimes I eat some fruits and that's it. Nighttime comes, if I have time for dinner or if I am very hungry, then I eat some more meat. Everything that I cook with butter. If I have some dry meat, I eat veggies with that. If I have some juicy meat like ribs, I don't need veggies because the fat of the meat is full of vitamins. That's it. That's my whole diet explained in 30 seconds. That's 80% of what it takes to be in great shape. I'm pretty sure you expected a full list of ingredients, some special secret foods that you need to eat in order to have a Greek god's body like mine. No, bro. The goal is to eat what your ancestors ate back in the day. They didn't have McDonald's or Uber Eats. They hunted animals and ate them. Did you know, by the way, you cannot hunt berries or apples or mushrooms? So that vegan or vegetarian diet is bullshit. I don't go a single day without meat, except when I'm fasting, where I don't eat anything for a day or two. But more about fasting later. Our ancestors ate meat and they were fit as hell. The whole point of this diet is that you don't eat processed foods. You only eat one ingredient foods and you intake lots of protein. You may be asking yourself, well, what are one ingredient foods? Well, the name explains itself. Foods that have only one ingredient. Foods that you cannot turn around and check the ingredients list. That are foods like meat, potato, eggs, tomato, milk, you know. You don't want foods like burgers, chicken nuggets, oils, bread, noodles, I don't know what. Because when you read the ingredient list, you don't even understand the terms, and most of the time you don't know what are you putting into yourself. Most ideally, you want to order your food directly from farms, where it doesn't touch plastics and it's not processed or sprayed with pesticides. But if you cannot afford it right now, the markets will do the job. Another thing, go on this website to find your nearest spring water source. You don't want to drink that tap water with birth control hormones in it. That's why your testosterone is low and you're growing man boobs. Also, if you want to take it a step further and become Superman, find a farm that sells raw milk. You will develop superpowers drinking that, just trust me. When it comes to cooking, I do all my cooking by myself and it's so simple. I don't care how my food looks, I only need it to be tasty and to have lots of protein. You literally take out a pan, put a little butter in there, turn the oven on and start cooking. Because I only cook eggs and meat, it's as simple as putting the food in the pan and flipping it after 2 or 3 times on each side couple of times until it looks done. Don't forget to put some salt or paprika or garlic spice on the meat. On the eggs, just put salt. Well, you may be asking yourself, but what about carbohydrates? Shouldn't I cook rice or potato or spaghetti with my meat? What is your monkey brain saying, man? Do you listen to yourself? Tell me one reason you need carbohydrates.
Oh, I want to bulk.
So you want to become fat? If you want to bulk, just eat more meat. You will stay lean and look 100 times better than looking like a fat fuck. Look at Justin Waller or Andrew Tate. They are 37, eat steak every single day. They look like beasts. While this is your regular carbohydrate eating bodybuilder. Which one looks better? And by the way, bodybuilding is a sport for pussies, man. They get so big, so other dudes can say they look good, and every single bodybuilder has a tiny penis. On the other hand, I lift weights so I can punch harder. We are not the same. Okay, without getting too distracted, let's repeat shortly. You emptied your fridge and filled it with protein. Your breakfast is eggs, your lunch is meat. Also, if you think this is a boring diet, there are 1,000 different ways to prepare your meat and eggs, so don't be a bitch. When I say I only eat meat, you can still eat that pizza once a month, but don't make it a daily habit. Make it a reward after doing something big for your business or self-improvement. So that's pretty much it when it comes to nutrition. I just wanted to touch a little bit of supplements because as a professional athlete, you have to take something like magnesium, zinc, or some vitamins. But when it comes to protein and creatine, that's optional. Also, remember this, supplements are not replacement for food. They are just dietary supplement. Well done, bro, you passed the nutrition step. Now we are going to the next one, which is the second most important thing when it comes to getting in shape. This is your exercise plan. So, like I said in the beginning of the guide, I've tried pretty much everything when it comes to sports and fitness. I also didn't mention that except from karate, kickboxing, calisthenics and gym, I've tried jiu-jitsu, basketball, handball, football, and I think that's pretty much it. So, when it comes to exercise, I've been through it all. And now I'm about to make an exercise plan, especially for you, my friend. I'm gonna separate this step into 3 subsections, and you will see which group you belong to the most and do that exercises. So I've divided those groups by age, and the first group is from 12 to 16 years old. The second group is from 17 to 21, and the third is from 22 to the end. So, if you belong to the first group from 12 to 16 years of age, You are still young and it's important to start your fitness journey from young age so you can develop good habits. Sport will teach you discipline, which is the most important trait a man can develop. From this young age, I don't recommend you starting in the gym. Come on, bro, you are still a child, go play football or something. The risk of you injuring yourself in the gym is really high and you don't want that. Instead, I recommend you to start some home exercises with your own body weight and maybe some light dumbbells or other weights. So you're doing push-ups mostly, sit-ups, burpees, squat with only your body weight, chin-ups, pull-ups, plank, dips, you have plenty of options. You do that 3 to 4 times a week and you will have so much advantage over your schoolmates. And if you are the lazy type of guy that can't get out of his bed himself and doesn't have the discipline, then you are less likely to work out on your own. You need someone to push your limits, to tell you to get out of your bed so you can start doing something. Then you should start some sport, man. I highly recommend martial arts because they are the best sports on earth. If you're some mommy boy, then I don't know, start ballet or volleyball or something. Martial arts are the only sports on earth that can help you in real life situations everywhere you go. It will teach you so much about yourself and will give you the biggest discipline lessons of your life. Kickboxing, boxing, Muay Thai, MMA are the best sports on earth. Now, if you don't have the space to work out at home, and maybe your parents won't let you go to martial arts class, then your only left choice is to go and start calisthenics, my bro. My third choice after kickboxing and the gym is always calisthenics. The benefits are huge. You'll be strong, durable and build a great physique. Also, it will prepare you for your next destination when you get from 17 to 21 years old. Speaking of being 17 to 21, we get to the second subsection. And this is maybe your most important period of life when it comes to getting in shape. Some people say that if you don't get a six-pack by the age of 18, you never will. I don't know how true is that, but I'm pretty sure that if you're 18, the least thing you can do is have a six-pack. I mean, these are your most energetic years. You have the energy to literally run to Africa and back. When I was 18, I was fucking 4 to 5 times a day, having multiple girlfriends. I was training kickboxing, being the state champion, going on school to a different city, and on top of that I was going to a language school as well. So what are your excuses? This is your part of life where you really need to set your discipline up. So I highly recommend you to start martial arts class. This is the stage where you're too old for home exercises but too young for the gym. Except if you go to the gym and lift 5 kilos like a pussy. I mean, I'm not that type of guy. I go to the gym and I nearly shit my pants on my sets. That's why I was diagnosed with scoliosis from going to the gym on 17 years of age. Like I said, from 17 to 21 is your most important phase, because your body is growing rapidly and the least thing you need then is heavy weights on your spine. I did the mistake and I'm telling you right now so you don't repeat the same mistake. So like I said, martial arts class will do the best job in this age, because I'm pretty sure eventually you will get in some fight by then and you need to defend yourself. I'm not saying learn how to punch and just start punching people outside, but you need to have some self-defense mechanisms. You'll start going to nightclubs and some drunk idiot might approach you and try to attack you. So what are you gonna do? Use your volleyball experience to suck his dick? The second thing you can do from 17 to 21, and I also highly support, it's calisthenics. And you already know the benefits from doing that from the previous part. So do it! Now we're talking about the serious age. From 22 to 100, I hope. Look, if you never trained a day in your life and you're 22, first of all, shame on you. And second of all, let's fix that. This is the age where you can finally start going to the gym and lift some serious weights. And guess what? The home exercises you did when you were 15 and the calisthenics you did when you were 19 prepared you for the gym. Now you go into the gym, it's your third training, and you're already lifting 90 kilos on the bench. And the people who are training in the gym for the past 3 years are looking at you like, what is this guy on about? That's exactly what happened to me. Literally the first month of going to the gym, I was lifting 105 kilos on the bench, or 230 pounds, while the gym bros were stuck at 80 kilos or 170 pounds. So you started going to the gym, right? This is how I train in the gym. I've got chest and triceps, back and biceps, and then shoulder, abs and legs at once. When it comes to chest, I do incline bench the most because I want that upper chest to fill out. I don't want to have the lower boob swinging like a woman. And by the way, lots of women told me that I have bigger tits than them. When it comes to triceps, I do lots of skull crushers, dips, and cable exercises. For biceps, I like to isolate them, so I like the seated bicep curl. And then the best exercise for bicep, which is weighted chin-ups. For back, I never do deadlift because the risk to reward ratio is ridiculous. I don't want to fuck up my back one more time. I do pull-ups, pull-downs. I like the machine row. And I do this exercise where I get the triceps rope, I put it up on the cables, I sit on the ground and I just pull. It's a good exercise for me. For shoulders, I hit lateral raises with one hand while I'm holding on something with my other hand. I do rear delt fly. And for my front delts, different variations of handstand push-up. If you have some kind of distortion on your back, like scoliosis or kyphosis, do not, and I repeat, do not do exercises where you have to lift weights above your head, like the overhead press for example. On my shoulder day, I also do dumbbell shrug for my traps and incline sit-ups for my abs. For the legs, do something like Bulgarian split squat, leg press and leg extensions. I just don't do squats because of my back. When it comes to the sets of whatever exercise, do 4 to 5 sets. The first set should be like some kind of warm-up, like 15 reps, and the next 3 you should go to failure. After you do the last set on maxed out weight, pick up the weight that you started with and then max out reps on that weight as well. Now you may ask yourself, but what about cardio? What cardio? You do cardio in the gym? Bro, that's for losers. I do cardio in my bedroom. My bed knows the cardio exercises I do, if you know what I mean. Also, if you're above 23 or 24 years old and you plan on just starting out some martial arts class and competing, I don't think it's a good idea, because the fighters who compete actually have like 10 years of experience, and most of them retire when they are 30. It's great to just start out and train recreationally for yourself, but when it comes to competing, it wouldn't be nice if you, with 1 year experience, get in the ring with someone who has 10 years of experience. I don't recommend it. Obviously you wanna work out till you're old as fuck, so when we are 73 years old and you can't do at least 20 push-ups, you failed in life. Now, I have a bonus tip, and this is for my bigger fans. I know it's hard, and I know that people don't understand your struggle, so I wanna help you. If you are obese, I am pretty sure you've tried to lose weight so many times, but it just didn't work out. It's not in the hard diet or the impossible exercises these online gurus make you go through. If you struggle with this problem and you are serious about getting in shape, I have the solution for you. Let me introduce you to fasting. You can eat the same things you're eating right now, don't exercise, just fast, and you will lose weight. Sounds too good to be true. Watch this video if you wanna know how I lost 4 kilos or 9 pounds in just 48 hours. But first watch this guide till the end, because there's so much more juicy and unspoken stuff I'm about to reveal. So, how can you implement fasting? Like I said, you can eat the same diet you're eating right now. For start, you only need to make the eating window tighter. Let's say your first meal is at 10 am and your last meal is at 11 pm. You gotta make that period shorter. Instead of having a 13-hour window for eating, start by cutting that to 11 hours of eating window. So your breakfast is at 10 am, but your dinner ends at 9 pm. Start with this small change and you will notice your pounds start dropping. The goal is to get your eating window to 8 hours after a couple months of practicing this. Ideally, if you want to speed up the process, just start walking outside for half an hour to an hour. And if you really want to change your life, try to cut out sugars little by little. After just 6 months of doing only these 3 things, you will be unrecognizable. I can 100% guarantee you that. Having that said, we can officially go on the next step of this full guide, and that's flexibility and mobility. This part is really important, so make sure you don't skip it, because without this part you will have so much injuries that your fitness journey will have to stop. We all know someone that just walks into the gym and goes straight to the bench press. Don't be that guy. He doesn't warm up, doesn't stretch, nothing. And also people confuse these two terms, warming up and stretching. Warming up is when you warm your muscles with some movements or light weights before lifting heavy or doing some other trainings like martial art, let's say. On the other hand, stretching your muscles is the activity you should do after the training is done, where you literally stretch your muscles trying to relax them from the workout. Your every workout or every fitness activity should start with warm-up and it should end with stretching. When I work out with someone else, very often I see them starting their training with stretching and end it with a warm-up play. What? That's the wrong path, man. And if you don't have a routine for this, a golden rule is to always start warming up from your head all the way down to your legs. And the same goes for stretching. Here is a video of my full warm-up. and a video after my training where I stretch. There are 1,000 different ways people do these exercises, but the ones you just saw are the best for me and my type of workouts. Also, I think they would be a great fit for you if you're taking this guide serious and implementing every step. You can't go wrong with the steps I'm teaching you here. Whew, bro, I'm giving you so much knowledge and we are still not done. Don't you feel like the subscribe button below deserves to be smashed? Yeah, I think so. Okay, moving on, let's see what we've got. Rest and recovery. In this section, we're gonna talk about your rest between sets and also the recovery process between workouts. So again, I'm gonna give you a few options and you will choose which one is the most compatible with you. When we talk about rest between sets in the gym, you have to decide what your goal is from going to the gym. Maybe you are a skinny 20-year-old who wants to put as much muscle as possible. If that is your case, you're going to go almost every set to failure with big weights. So you're going to need 2 to 2.5 minutes of rest between those sets. If you are, let's say, some guy who doesn't care about being huge but just wants to work out for his health, then your trainings will look something like CrossFit. So you will need 1.5 to 2 minutes rest between the sets. Now let's say you are a professional athlete and you are doing explosive high intensity trainings. Then you should rest for 1 minute between sets. For me, I usually go to failure like I mentioned before, but I also combine high intensity explosive sets, so my rests between sets are usually like 1 to 2 minutes max. If I'm going for a really big weight, I will rest for 2 minutes before hitting it. But usually for me 1 minute rest will do the job. Because at the end of the day I am an athlete and yes, my goal is to get bigger, but at the same time I want more power to my punch. So if that is your case, try out my routine. Okay, we've got that out of the way. Now when it comes to recovery between workouts, let's decide how many days per week you should work out. We've got 1 to 2 days of working out per week. This group is for those who are usually really busy, like medicine students who got classes like all day, every day, busy people who work 2 jobs, elderly people, and your pregnant neighbor. If you don't belong to these groups, I'll see you in the 3 to 5 days per week group. This group is ideal for those who like to be active but are not professional athletes. These people like to drink on the weekends. They have some gains but are not Greek gods. At the end of the day, if you're training 5 days per week, respect to you, my G. Now the final boss group is those who train 6 or 7 days per week. So I belong to this group. This group is getting paid the most because we are either professional athletes or billionaires who have their shit together and have the discipline to work out every single day of the week. To be honest with you, no rest days for the regular guy is unnecessary. First of all, you can go like that for maximum 2 months before you burn out and give up on working out completely. And we don't want that, of course. We want to work out for years and be able to do at least 20 push-ups when we are 73, like I said. And secondly, if you're a young guy, yes, work out every day, but don't spend 2 hours in the gym. You have to work on your business too. Girls like the muscles, but they will always choose the guy with 6 cars rather than the guy with a 6-pack. That's the sad truth in today's reality. I'm usually combining my workouts. Some weeks I train 6 days, some 7 days a week. The most important thing is to get your heart rate up during your waking hours. Even if it is a 40-minute jogging session or doing 1000 push-ups, just like I do. Having that said, we go on to monitoring your progress. I've never been the science guy, the guy who wants to study theoretically, to write things down and track progress. So I'm gonna give you my best solution for this situation. Maybe you're a guy who likes to write things down and to track progress. And if you are, then great for you, son. Write down every single exercise you do, the reps you do, and the weights you lift. With the help of your tracking list, you'll add a few pounds or reps every few weeks. This is a great method. But like I said, I am not this type of guy, so here's what I do and what you should do too. Every time you go to the gym, just try to lift as heavy as humanly possible and go to failure. Maybe some days you will have less power than others, and that can be because you had really hard training the day before, so your body is still recovering. This is totally normal and you shouldn't get frustrated by that. Let's say you're doing bench press and you just hit your new PR of let's say 230 pounds and you do 4 sets of that. The next chest day you won't be able to lift 230 pounds 4 times, and that's totally normal. Maybe you won't even be able to lift 230 pounds, which is still totally normal. Just lift as much as you can and try to get stronger every training, but don't hurt yourself. Also, I'm not saying ego lift. Keep your strict posture, but if you really need that last rep, bend your back and move your wrists a little. When it comes to tracking progress, I like to track progress in front of my mirror. When I take my shirt off and I have the biggest pump ever, I know I'm doing the right thing. Another bonus tip is that you don't have to experience pump every single workout. Some of you think that the pump is necessary for the growth of the muscles, and that is just not true. If you are working out your muscles properly, but you don't have a pump in the moment, your muscles are still growing, don't worry. I know that the satisfaction is huge when you see that pump on your chest or in your hands, but just imagine your pump 1 year from now. It's gonna be 10 times better. So just keep working hard, baby. Well. Guess who's watching and taking notes like a good boy? I'm so proud of you. If you stuck this far into the video and you're still watching for however long this video is, I can say with 100% guarantee that you will transform your life forever. We've got one more section of this guide and I can say it's my favorite one. Of course, this is about mindset. So you can forget the workout plan, forget the nutrition, forget the warm-ups, the supplements. Everything will fall apart if you don't have the right mindset. I'm not just talking about getting in shape, I'm talking about everything in life. If you can't firstly visualize what you want, you will never experience that in real life. First, it has to happen in the unseen world, so it can happen in the seen world. Every professional athlete, every Mr. Olympia, every world champion had a dream before he became the greatest of all times. If you ask any legend in their sport what was going through in their heads when they were in the beginnings, every single one of them will tell you that they visualized themselves as the greatest in their field. You watching home right now, maybe you are in the beginning phase right now. Maybe you will go on and become the next Ronaldo, or the next Floyd Mayweather, or the next LeBron James. You watching right now have what it takes to become whatever you want in life. You just have to pursue it. I can guarantee to you that if you set your mind on something, the time that you will get that thing will come to you faster than you expected. The only question is, are you brave enough to be the greatest? Are you brave enough to be remembered and your name to be spoken hundreds of years after you're gone. Well, if you are my friend, take the red pill, join me on my journey. This channel is all about the individuals who want to become something in their life. This channel is not for the ordinary. We on this channel are limitless. We believe and do things. We achieve great success and we are the best versions of ourselves every single day. If this sounds like you, join us, my friend. Join our big family. Subscribe to our channel and you will be a part of tremendous movement. We are here to push boundaries and we will succeed. Remember, my friend, stay limitless.